What's up guys, finally back with another build video. I know it's been quite a while. I've been very busy with playing consecutive wipes and also everything going on in the world. I'm sure everyone's been affected by it in some way. So I've finally got another video. This is not a small group base, this is for larger groups, so if you're looking for a small group base, this is definitely not your video. I want to shout out Infi. I'll link his channel in the description. I've took a lot of inspiration from one of his recent builds regarding the compound and a few loot rooms, so go check him out. He's an awesome guy. So this is the base. It is a large group to clan base. I recently built it on a medium server and upkept it for about a week and a half with 6 to 8 people. So it's very doable for dedicated players, and it's built mainly for playing on a server for a longer period of time and not getting offlined. And if you want to get online, this might not be the base because it's quite intimidating to see in a real server. And we got attempted online once, but it ended quite quickly because this base is pretty hard to raid. So it's got 2 layers of compound, 1 high external walls and 1 real walls. The real walls are honeycombed, so it's 8 instead of 4. That means they're already using 12 rockets just to get in through the high walls. You can obviously add more and more high walls as much as you want to, but that's up to you and how much your group farms. So the large furnaces are in the first layer because on the inner layer you don't have space because of the base not being tall enough itself. But you just place turrets on the outer loot room areas where the garage door is. You see there, that has boxes in it where you can depot farm and things like that. And you'll be able to run those furnaces with a turret overwatching them very easily, and you'll have no trouble. So we'll go inside. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough. If there's enough interest in the base, I will do a build video on it. It's not particularly an easy base to build, so we'll see how that goes. Just if you want to see a build video, drop a like and let me know in the comments, and I'll be able to get one out within the next few days, most probably. So the furnaces are here. You can fit 2 per multi-TC. Outer TC, sorry. There's 6 multi-TC components to the base. This entrance gives you a nice little peek down onto the high walls. This is one of the ideas I got from Infi's most recent base. I added these little shooting floors, which give you great access outside the first compound wall. The inside of the compound is really personal preference. I put these farm boxes here because I recommend you build this in the snow because it makes it a lot easier to upkeep, and food is a big problem out there, and now that farming's a big component of Rust, you'd need to make some space for that somewhere in the base or build a separate base. As far as turrets go, this server doesn't allow you to put down heaps, so I haven't, but I would put 3 to 4 turrets on each wall here, which makes the inside very difficult to go through and raid online, because there is a lot of turrets watching every angle because of the width of the compound. So you can usually have 6 to 9 turrets watching every possible area that they blow in to the main compound. Those are just placeholders. I'm just putting you there, showing you. You can add another layer of honeycomb around if you wanted to. I'd substantially increase the upkeep of the base, so I didn't do it. I didn't feel the need to. Maybe if you've got a 30 man wanting to destroy your ship, then you probably want to, but it wasn't necessary. Now the peaks, I've made sectioned off into 6 different areas, which I think is pretty important at the moment as far as online raids go. Having sectioned off peaks means if they blow in any one of these sides, they only get one tiny little window of the peaks to run around in, which makes it a lot easier for you to kill them and deal with them. Those are obviously just 2 garage doors, so you'd never really have people blowing through them, so they'll just be sectioned into one small area that you can deal with. There's 1 entrance. This is obviously roof stack base, as I said, so you'll be able to see that here. That means every layer basically has 2 roofs to it, which means top downing is incredibly costly, and I don't think anyone would really attempt to do it because I usually put a lot of turrets on my roof. The first floor is actually obviously the second floor. There are 3 windows that have 2 vending machines in each, that's 6, and there are 3 drop down loot rooms such as this, which are unlootable. You code lock the boxes, and if raiders get in and they destroy the boxes, the bags slide down the roof and drop under the triangle roof, which means they're unlootable and the raiders would have to blow through, which is obviously very expensive. And I don't think many people would have rockets left over if they got to this point in the base. So there's the 3 windows with the shop fronts in them, 6 shop fronts, or vending machines, sorry, which is a good amount of space, and 3 unlootables, like I said. Going up to the 3rd floor, you'll have a double ladder hatch because this game's broken, and I don't really have anything else to say to that. It's pretty dumb when you look at it. It's very overpowered, but I guess that's how roof stacking is. Any kind of stacking, socket stacking, whatever it is. So 3rd floor is bed floor. The bed floor can hold 12 beds and has unlootable lockers, which also save space because they end up being honeycomb. So the bags will drop and you won't be able to loot them unless they get very lucky and they drop to the back. So the bed floor has a wall going through the middle to split it up, which obviously increases rocket cost if they're going through and clearing out doors. So you got 6 different beds on each side of that wall, locker room per, and you can put more beds or more lockers along that wall there if you needed to. I've never played with more than I've never played with 12 people in a base, but you can fit that many beds on the squares. So you go up to the 4th floor, which in this layout of the design I put main loot on. The good thing about the base is you can technically have main loot on 3 different floors, and you could move that every time you build the base, depending on whether you had people that know the layout of the base and you don't want them to know what floor to hit. So tier 3 and TC are up here. You've got another 6 windows, one has TC in it obviously. Upkeep is substantial, but it's doable. Don't worry about the building cost on the right there, that's me building and deleting and building and deleting, so I'll make sure to do a real cost when I do the base build if I do. So there's 5 windows with 2 shop fronts per, which is where I put most of the AKs and important stuff like explosives. Every floor is stacked, obviously, like I said, which again just increases the cost substantially, and yeah, it's pretty broken. So the 4th floor here is where I put main loot in this build. You go up to the 5th floor, and you have your shooting floor and your peaks. Now these loot rooms here are another thing that I stole from Impy, and the peaks are just pretty standard. They give a lot of access to the roof and they're hard to deal with. We actually had people try and land on the roof when we were getting raided, and these peaks just destroyed them. There's too many angles to cover for someone who lands on the roof. Going into the shooting floor, there is so this goes all the way around. You have heaps of drop boxes for if you're landing and wanting to get out quick again in a scrap heli or something like that. Going into the shooting floor, the peaks I did in this version of the base are very simple. There are quite a few different variations of peaks that you can do. This is obviously floor stacked again all the way along above the loot rooms. I have also sectioned off the top, so if they were to blow into shooting floor, they still only get a section of the peaks, unless they blow through more. Like I said, the peaks that I've done in this build are quite simple, but they're effective. Going into the shooting floor, you have the standard roof pretty much that people have been doing at the moment, and the great peaks you get from multi-TC that give you a lot of access to compound, and you can shoot rockets through the gaps I've tested. It'd be very difficult to deal with if you were the Raiders. It's just too many angles to hold at once, especially with turrets that would keep you in one area. I'd pay people to successfully online this base because it would be very difficult. So it's obviously floor stack there. Apart from that, all you've got is the roof, which you have extra peaks on. You can honeycomb that there as well, which would increase the top down. You can see that it's floor stacked right up to the top as well through the windows there. They just give you more access to dealing with anyone who possibly gets onto your roof somehow past your turrets. Apart from that, you've got a pretty standard roof. I don't know why there isn't a low wall there, but yeah, you've got a pretty standard roof with a lot of access to dealing with people that somehow manage to get up there past turrets. The windmills are just placeholders. I would go a lot higher with them, and you can place a lot more of them depending on how you space them out. Turrets are a big thing. If you have a good electrician, it makes a big difference because you can really make top downing impossible, even if people knew that the base was roof stacked and still wanted to do it somehow. That'd be insane. Yeah, turrets really just make that not a possibility. So thanks for watching. Again, leave a like and a comment if you want to see a build video for this base, and I'll definitely get onto it and get it out quickly. If you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me keep motivated to keep doing builds and other videos like this. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.